The atmosphere in Arlington, Texas, felt completely different as BTS brought the Arirang World Tour to AT&T Stadium for 2 unforgettable nights on August 15 and 16, 2026. With Room, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook together again on a full group world tour, the Texas stop became one of the most anticipated moments of the North American leg. The scale of the stadium, the energy surrounding the venue, and the excitement of ARMY created an atmosphere that could be felt long before the opening moments of the concert. For fans watching this 4K fancam, the most remarkable part is how clearly the enormous production begins to feel personal. Even inside a stadium built to hold a massive crowd, every appearance, every movement, and every interaction from the 7 members creates moments that feel surprisingly close. The camera captures the excitement of the audience while also preserving those little details that can easily disappear when thousands of people are watching at once. There is something especially powerful about seeing all 7 members sharing one stage again in Texas. Room, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook each bring a completely different character to BTS, and that contrast is one of the reasons the group's performances remain so compelling. One moment can feel intense and commanding, while the next becomes playful, emotional, or unexpectedly funny. The Arlington concerts were scheduled for August 15 and August 16 at AT&T Stadium, making Texas an important stop on the North American tour. By the time BTS arrived in Arlington, excitement had already been building across the region, with local celebrations and special attention surrounding the group's visit. The city of Arlington itself highlighted the occasion with BTS-themed festivities as the city welcomed ARMY from different places. And then comes the moment when the waiting finally gives way to the performance. The lights change, the stadium atmosphere rises, and suddenly the enormous anticipation becomes real. For fans who have followed BTS for years, seeing the 7 members together on a stadium stage carries an emotional weight that goes beyond an ordinary concert. The first thing that stands out in a high-quality fancam is the sheer scale of the production. The stage, lighting, screens, and crowd work together to create a visual environment that feels almost cinematic. Yet the real focus remains the members themselves. No matter how large the production becomes, the audience continues to follow the 7 individuals standing at the center of it all. Room brings a natural sense of leadership to the stage, and even from a distance his presence is unmistakable. His movements often feel measured and confident, while his expressions reveal how much he is absorbing the atmosphere around him. In a stadium filled with thousands of voices, RM's connection with the crowd becomes one of the defining elements of the night. Jin adds another kind of energy. His ability to move effortlessly between charismatic performance and playful personality gives his moments a special quality. The crowd reaction whenever he comes into focus shows just how strongly ARMY responds to his presence, and the camera catches those expressions that make his performance feel distinctly his own. Suga's presence carries a different intensity. There is often something controlled about the way he performs, allowing small gestures and changes in expression to create a surprisingly strong impact. In a huge stadium environment, those understated moments become even more noticeable because the audience is watching every detail. J-Hope brings an unmistakable burst of energy whenever he takes center stage. His performance style naturally draws attention, and the crowd seems to react almost instantly to his movements. The combination of precision, rhythm, and confidence makes his sections particularly exciting to watch in a full performance recording. Jimin creates another kind of atmosphere. His performance combines elegance, emotion, and precision, and the camera often captures the expressions that make his moments feel more intimate. Even when the entire stadium is moving with the performance, Jimin can create the impression that the focus has suddenly narrowed to one particular moment. V's presence is equally distinctive. There is a relaxed confidence in the way he occupies the stage, and his expressions can change the mood of an entire section almost instantly. Fans watching the fancam will notice how naturally the audience responds whenever the camera finds him. Then there is Jungkook, whose stage presence brings a powerful combination of energy and control. His movements, expressions, and vocal moments become particularly striking when captured in high resolution. In a 4K recording, small details that might normally disappear from a distant stadium view become much easier to appreciate. But the most important part of BTS is not any single member. It is the chemistry created when all 7 are together. Their individual personalities are completely different, yet those differences somehow fit together naturally. That balance is one of the central reasons the reunion aspect of the Arirang tour has carried so much emotional significance for fans. The Arlington crowd also becomes part of the performance. Thousands of ARMY members reacting simultaneously can transform a concert into something that feels almost like a conversation between the stage and the audience. Every cheer, light, chant, and movement adds another layer to the atmosphere. The purple lights across the stadium create one of the most recognizable images of a BTS concert. From the stage, the audience becomes a huge field of glowing lights, while from the audience, the stage appears surrounded by an ocean of purple. It is a visual reminder that the concert is not simply about 7 performers and a stage, it is also about the community gathered around them. The 4K perspective makes these moments even more impressive. Details in the stage production become easier to see, while expressions and movements remain clearer during fast sections of the performance. For viewers who could not experience the Arlington concerts in person, a well-captured fancam can provide a glimpse into the scale and atmosphere of the night. There is also something special about the spontaneous moments between major performance sections. Concerts are carefully prepared, but the atmosphere created by thousands of people can produce reactions that feel completely different from a rehearsal. A smile, a glance toward the crowd, a playful interaction between members, or a moment of laughter can become one of the memories fans talk about long after the show ends. Those moments are especially meaningful because BTS has always been known for balancing spectacular performances with a strong sense of connection to ARMY. The stage may be enormous, but the emotional center of the performance often comes from these smaller interactions. Arlington itself added another layer to the occasion. The city welcomed BTS with a series of celebrations, and the visit became more than just another stop on a concert itinerary. Local attention surrounding the group demonstrated how far BTS's cultural reach extends beyond the traditional boundaries of K-pop. By this point in the Arirang World Tour, BTS had already traveled through numerous major cities, and the North American leg had generated enormous interest. The Arlington shows continued that momentum with 2 stadium dates, giving Texas ARMY 2 opportunities to experience the full group performance. Watching the crowd during the performance reveals another story. Some fans are completely focused on the stage, while others are recording favorite moments, singing along, waving light sticks, or simply taking everything in. Every person in the stadium has a different relationship with BTS, yet for a few hours they share exactly the same space and atmosphere. That shared experience becomes particularly powerful during the biggest musical moments. When all 7 members occupy the stage together, the reaction from the audience rises naturally. The stadium becomes louder, the lights become brighter, and the performance feels larger than the individual elements that created it. The camera perspective also gives viewers an opportunity to appreciate the choreography. From a normal audience position, large formations can sometimes blend together, but a steady fancam allows the movements to be followed more carefully. The synchronization between the members becomes especially impressive when the choreography shifts rapidly between formations. Every member contributes to that visual precision. The smallest timing differences can change the appearance of a formation, yet BTS performs as a unit while maintaining 7 distinct performance styles. That balance between individuality and synchronization remains one of the group's strongest visual characteristics. Another highlight is the way the members use the entire stage rather than remaining in one central position. Moving across a stadium-scale production gives different sections of the audience their own moments, and the camera frequently captures the reactions that follow whenever a member comes closer to a particular side. For ARMY watching from home, those reactions can be just as entertaining as the performance itself. A stadium audience becomes a kind of second character in the fancam, constantly responding to what happens on stage. The excitement is visible in the movement of the crowd and audible in the atmosphere surrounding every major moment. The Arlington shows also carry historical significance because the Arirang World Tour represents BTS performing as a complete 7-member group after the members' military service period. That reunion is a major part of why fans around the world have been following the tour so closely. For longtime ARMY, this makes the concert feel like more than a normal tour stop. It represents a new chapter. The members are returning to stadium stages with years of individual experiences behind them, yet the chemistry that made BTS special remains recognizable when they stand together. That contrast between history and something new is visible throughout the performance. Familiar personalities are still there, but the members also appear comfortable in a new phase of their careers. The result is a performance that can feel nostalgic without simply trying to recreate the past. Jungkook's moments stand out because of the confidence that comes from years of performing on some of the world's biggest stages. His ability to move from powerful choreography into more relaxed interactions shows a performer who understands how to command a massive audience without needing every moment to be exaggerated. Jimin's sections provide a different kind of visual focus. His precise movements and expressive performance style give the camera plenty of memorable details, particularly during moments when the lighting isolates individual members from the larger production. These sections often bring an immediate reaction from the audience. His distinctive presence means that even a brief camera focus can create a wave of excitement across the stadium. The fancam captures not only his performance but also the crowd's response to it. Jin brings a unique balance of confidence and personality. His moments can shift from powerful to playful without feeling forced, and that ability to change the atmosphere helps keep the concert unpredictable even within a carefully produced show. Room remains an important emotional anchor for the group. His interactions with the crowd carry a sense of warmth, while his stage presence reflects the responsibility he has carried as BTS's leader for so many years. Suga's controlled performance style provides an interesting contrast to the group's more explosive moments. When he appears, the atmosphere can become sharper and more focused, showing how much variety exists within the seven-member performance. J-Hope, meanwhile, seems almost naturally connected to the rhythm of a live audience. His energy becomes contagious, and the camera can capture the way his movements encourage the crowd to respond immediately. Together, these seven styles create a performance that rarely feels one-dimensional. The concert can move from high-energy choreography to emotional moments, from massive visual sequences to small interactions, without losing its overall sense of momentum. That momentum is a major reason a long-form fancam can be so engaging. Rather than focusing on a single short viral moment, the full recording allows the atmosphere to develop naturally. Viewers can experience the anticipation, the entrance, the major performances, the member interactions, and the crowd reactions as parts of one continuous event. The Arlington concert also demonstrates why stadium performances remain such an important part of BTS's story. A venue of this scale demands an enormous production, but the group's ability to keep attention centered on seven performers shows how powerful their stage presence remains. The audience response is perhaps the clearest indication of the connection between BTS and ARMY. Even after years of individual activities and the members' military service period, the response in Arlington shows that the excitement surrounding the complete group remains enormous. There is a particularly emotional quality to seeing all seven members share the same stage again. Fans have spent years watching individual projects, performances, appearances, and releases, but the full group configuration creates a different feeling. The seven voices, personalities, and performance styles combine into something that cannot be completely reproduced individually. The 4K footage preserves that feeling through visual detail. Expressions become clearer, choreography becomes easier to follow, and the scale of the stadium remains visible. It gives viewers the chance to pause on details they might have missed while watching the entire show in real time. And perhaps that is what makes this Arlington fancam so memorable. It is not simply a recording of famous performers standing on a stage. It is a snapshot of a particular moment in BTS's continuing story: 7 members, one enormous stadium, thousands of ARMY, and a tour representing a major new chapter. As the performance continues, the atmosphere never seems to lose its intensity. The members continue moving across the stage, the audience continues responding, and the production continues shifting between different visual moods. Every section adds something new to the overall experience. For fans who were physically inside AT&T Stadium, these moments became memories connected to a specific night in Arlington. For those watching the fancam afterward, the footage becomes another way of experiencing that atmosphere from a different perspective. The most touching element is ultimately the sense of togetherness. BTS is performing for a stadium full of individual people, but the crowd responds as one enormous ARMY community. The lights, voices, chants, and reactions combine into a single atmosphere that surrounds the stage. Arlington therefore becomes more than just a location on the tour schedule. It becomes one of the places where the 7-member BTS reunion continues to unfold in front of a global audience. The August 15th and 16 shows place the group in another major American stadium and add another chapter to the enormous Arirang tour. When the camera focuses on the members individually, it is easy to understand why each one has such a dedicated following. When it pulls back and shows all 7 together, it becomes equally clear why BTS works so powerfully as a group. The individual stars remain recognizable, but together they create something much bigger. That is the real magic of watching a complete BTS concert recording. The biggest moments are spectacular, but the smaller details often stay in the memory longer: a smile between members, an unexpected reaction, a crowd suddenly becoming louder, or 7 performers standing together under the stadium lights. For ARMY, those details can carry emotional meaning because they represent a connection built over many years. The Arlington stage becomes another place where that connection is visible, and the fancam preserves a portion of it for fans watching far beyond Texas. As the final moments approach, the atmosphere carries the feeling of something that fans do not want to end. The lights, music, crowd, and members have created a temporary world inside the stadium, and the ending naturally brings the realization that this particular night can never be experienced in exactly the same way again. Yet recordings like this allow the moment to live beyond the stadium. Every replay brings back pieces of the performance, from the enormous crowd reactions to the individual expressions captured by the camera. That is why concert fancams have become such an important part of modern fan culture. The Arlington 4K footage captures BTS at a particularly meaningful point in the Arirang era, 7 members together, performing on a major American stadium stage, surrounded by an audience that had waited for this reunion. The significance is not only in the size of the venue, but in what the 7 members represent when they stand together again. And when the final images of the concert remain on screen, the strongest impression is simple: BTS and ARMY are once again sharing the same stage moment. Arlington became another unforgettable stop in the journey, and this footage gives fans an opportunity to revisit the energy, emotion, and excitement of that night. From RM's leadership to Jin's personality, Suga's intensity, J-Hope's energy, Jimin's elegance, V's distinctive presence, and Jungkook's powerful performance, every member adds a different color to the same picture. That combination is what makes a 7-member BTS performance so difficult to replace. The Arlington concert proves that the excitement surrounding BTS is not only about spectacular production or famous songs. It is about the connection between 7 performers and a global fan community that continues to grow around them. The stadium simply provides the space for that connection to become visible on a massive scale. So as this 4K fancam continues, every frame becomes part of a larger memory: BTS in Arlington, Texas, ARMY filling AT&T Stadium, and 7 members standing together during one of the defining moments of the Arirang World Tour. The performance may eventually end, but the images, reactions, and emotions captured here remain for fans to experience again. And perhaps that is why this particular footage deserves to be watched all the way through. The true experience is not contained in one viral moment or one member's appearance. It is found in the complete journey of the performance, where every entrance, every formation, every reaction, every interaction, and every stadium-wide celebration contributes to the story of BTS in Arlington. This was not simply another date on a world tour. It was another reminder of what happens when Room, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook share one stage again. In Arlington, Texas, the lights came on, the stadium came alive, and ARMY once again witnessed the 7-member BTS experience that fans had been waiting to see. And when the last moments fade from the screen, one feeling remains above everything else: the excitement of seeing all 7 together again. Arlington has now become another unforgettable chapter in the Arirang era, and this 4K fancam preserves a glimpse of that extraordinary atmosphere for everyone who wants to relive it.